the linchpin and the key thing that I've been meaning to say in terms of crystallizing the conversation around climate change, because I'm a chemist by background. The law stuff is important, it's critically important, but so too is the balancing of human resources, particularly with regard to the incredible amount of uh, carbon emissions that we put out. It's 70 pounds per American per day. So 330 million Americans, 70 pounds per person per day. That's every single day of the year. It's obviously too much. And I don't even understand how you would have to argue with anybody about that. That's just kind of sensibly too much to be thinking about doing. And that's where we get our energy from. Um, but we can double fuel efficiency. We can do a whole lot of things to do that a lot better and to cut the emissions. But we have to do those things and we have to do them quickly. And once we accept that we have to do them, that we have to do them quickly follows because of a concept. And this is the one concept that I want every person to get from this. It's economies of scale. So if I'm going to make 100 units of something, it's going to cost, maybe $20,000 a unit. But if I'm going to make a million of them, it may get down to something less than $1,000 per unit. And the difference really is that start. So once you, and so then if you're going to have to do a whole bunch of them, you don't want to do a little bit this year, a little bit the next year, a little bit the next year. Nah, you're wasting time and you're making the whole process more expensive and harder to do. And you know. So the other thing is too is if we're going to call it an emergency, and it is an emergency, like this year we have to look at geoengineering schemes. I have one. I think it'll work. I think everything will be fine. But to upgrade the Arctic's albedo response to reflect more energy back into the sun, just to keep things from getting too crazy because you don't mess with the temperature of your planet. Like the current estimates is that it'd be 6 degrees on average hotter by 2100. I mean, so many droughts, so many famines, and there's already, I mean, it's kind of an emergency in the West. Like they're already at what I would call emergency because these sorts of projects take a couple years to do. So, economies of scale. All of these issues, like California's water problem, like their deforestation problem, um, and even the long-term transportation systems for the United States of America are things that should be done at scale. So going all in as quickly as possible is advisable. But I mean, these are, very, very big things. These are, you know, day to day and how people live and how they move and how they work back and forth from work to home and commute. But you can build those so that they can help to support your lives much better, suppress viruses and enhance your, you know, enhance your sunlight connection even in the winter, so that you process more vitamin D. And there are processes along with melanin and the overall sleep, uh, heal better. Yeah, so live better and be happier. Is the final result of all this. So the quick numbers. So I guess this is going to be a 5-minute video. Then it's going to be asking Congress, and this is a really easy thing. Like you can get Congress to underwrite uh, up to $4 trillion. Underwrite $2 trillion. You put up $200 billion in 2028. Then Congress is like, oh, we'll use that to underwrite $2 trillion in commercial and residential upgrades. Um, that's a standard ratio, and that would be a AAA paper. That's a lot of money to go out on the street. It's lots and lots of very high-paying jobs because you're doing that kind of work, energy upgrade work, both the products and it's for your home. It's really upgrading your home and upgrading your life, um, and making your home more responsive to that and better able to process and to do real recycling. Like we also got to work on our products flow. Um, so that we can, use things that don't create tons of trash, gigatons of trash. So right now, humans pull out 100 billion tons out of the environment and turn 67 billion tons of it into trash or waste gases. So, for a lot of reasons, including survival and not having to have wars because of droughts and things like that, we got to get serious about planning for our future and making it better and teaching our children to make the best use of resources and building the world of our dreams, that's better than the world that we came into. And we leave that for our children and for our grandchildren, and then hopefully our great grandchildren will get to do the same for their future generations to upgrade to the next level. Um, so that's it. The American Upgrade is, and that's what about the net sum of what we need to do as energy. Now, I've broken it down into what individual people can do. It's a three-step contract and creates a multi-billion-dollar company, commits you to living clean and living green, and then also to political education. And I don't just mean politics, I mean just education on the topics. What are we really talking about? What are the proposals on the floor, and what's the best solution that everybody can feel comfortable with? And then that's what we do, and then we keep doing that through a whole bunch of different things. We look to take better care of each other and move into the future, and be respectful of how people live their lives, even if it's not the same way you've chosen to live your life, as long as it's making you happy. That's the goal.